I'm bored. Let's do some presidential facts. James Madison had suggested that congressional pay be determined based on the price of wheat from the previous 6 years. I suggest we go back to that. It's pretty common knowledge that Thomas Jefferson and John Adams both died 50 years after the signing of the Declaration of Independence on the 4th of July. What was talked about less is that James Monroe, the 5th president of the United States, also died on the 4th of July 5 years later. There was original intent for George Washington to be buried under the floor of the rotunda, beneath the dome of the Capitol. But he died before the rotunda was finished, which was 1828, and the crypt that they made for him was covered up. Perhaps we go searching for some treasure there, that's all I'm saying. Maybe we steal the Declaration of Independence. When Jefferson died, he left a gold-mounted walking staff of animal horn to his good friend, James Madison, to thank him for a cordial and affectionate friendship. I wish my friends would leave me gold-mounted animal horns. John Adams was the first president to live in the White House. George Washington had the shortest inauguration speech, 188 words. William Henry Harrison had an inauguration speech that was something like 8,400 words, and he gave it on a really cold day, and then he died a month later from a cold. Shortest presidency ever. Of all the founding fathers to become president, George Washington was the only one to not go to college. And look at all he accomplished. Millennials were lied to. Ben Franklin once suggested that the turkey be the American bird. He thought eagles were assholes. He's kind of right. Eagles are kind of assholes. George Washington was not a fan of touching people. He made it a habit to bow to people as opposed to shaking their hands. When someone would come up to him, he'd place his hand on his sword and then he would bow to them. That tradition ended with John Adams, who would just shake hands. George Washington, for entertainment, he liked gambling, he liked fox hunting, and he was an incredible dancer. And finally, Benjamin Franklin's last words. I'm going to try this again. So before he died, Benjamin Franklin's last words to his daughter, who had just suggested that he change positions so that he could breathe easier. Ben goes, "A dying man can do nothing easy," and then he died. Rest in peace to our greatest president.